Let's be honest for a moment. Most men have been in that situation where they wonder, how do I ask a woman for intimacy without ruining the moment? The truth is, the very act of asking often kills the spark. Imagine this. You're sitting with her, the chemistry is flowing, her eyes linger just a little longer on yours. The silence feels heavy yet electric. But instead of leaning into that energy, you break it with the question, can I? In that instant, the tension dies. What could have been magnetic becomes awkward. This is where psychology and Stoicism come in. Women don't reject intimacy itself. They reject the energy that doesn't stir desire. She isn't turned off by closeness. She's turned off by hesitation, doubt, or neediness. The secret is not in clever lines, nor in endless patience. It's in presence. It's in that quiet confidence, the unshaken gaze, the calm masculine energy that makes her feel safe yet drawn in. Think about it. She doesn't dream of the man nervously seeking approval. She dreams of the man who leads with certainty, who carries himself with quiet power, who can hold the moment without words. Stoicism teaches this. Don't beg, don't over-explain, don't react out of insecurity. Instead, radiate calm authority and let her desire awaken on its own. But here's the twist. Intimacy isn't something you demand or negotiate. It's something you provoke without speaking, through your energy, psychology, and presence. That's the psychological trick hidden in plain sight. And once you understand it, the dynamic changes completely. So what exactly makes the difference between the man she forgets and the man she craves? Why do some men remain invisible while others seem to pull women closer without a word? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you think about attraction forever. Every man at some point has asked himself why, despite his best efforts, he still ends up unnoticed or placed in the just a friend box. He believes that patience will earn him intimacy, that politeness will spark passion, or that asking directly will somehow prove honesty. Yet, what he doesn't see is that all these actions come from a place of doubt. And doubt, no matter how subtle, is the one thing that drains attraction before it has the chance to grow. Women, whether they admit it or not, sense energy before words. They feel presence long before promises. And in those first few moments, a woman already knows whether she can feel desire for you or not. This is where Stoicism becomes more than philosophy. It becomes a tool for attraction. A Stoic man doesn't chase approval. He doesn't crumble when silence falls or panic when she hesitates. Instead, he holds his ground, calm and unwavering, like a man rooted in his own purpose. That kind of presence is rare, and that rarity makes it magnetic. It's not about manipulation or forcing intimacy. It's about embodying the kind of grounded energy that naturally draws her closer without a single word. The psychology behind this is simple but powerful. Desire isn't logical. It doesn't respond to lists of good qualities or promises of loyalty. It responds to what's unspoken. The quiet confidence in your eyes, the steadiness in your voice, the way you hold space without needing to fill every silence. A woman may say she wants kindness, patience, and sensitivity, but when it comes to intimacy, what she feels drawn to is strength, clarity, and certainty. That contradiction is what confuses so many men. They give her exactly what she says, but fail to give her what she feels. Imagine this moment. You're sitting across from her, laughter fading into quiet, her attention fixed on you. This is where most men stumble. They hesitate, they overthink, and then they ask the fatal question. But the man who understands Stoicism, who trusts his energy and doesn't seek permission, simply moves with intent. Not rushed, not aggressive, but certain. And it's that certainty she feels in her body, that subtle shift in energy that ignites her curiosity. The conflict is this: most men have been trained to be polite, to wait, to ask, to never risk making the wrong move. But that training, the very thing they think keeps them safe, is what keeps them invisible. So how do you escape that trap? How do you stop being the man who waits and start being the man who provokes desire without saying a word? That's where the real secret begins to unfold. The real conflict lies in the silent war between what men are taught to do and what truly creates attraction. From a young age, men are told to be gentle, to always wait for permission, to hold back until a woman gives the green light. It sounds respectful, and in many ways it is, but in the realm of intimacy it backfires. Because the moment you ask, you shift the energy from desire to decision, and decision kills the spark. Women don't sit and think, should I feel attracted now? Attraction either ignites in their body or it doesn't, and it's almost always tied to how a man carries himself in those unspoken moments. But here's where the tension deepens. A man knows he shouldn't be forceful, yet he also senses that waiting endlessly leaves him forgotten. He's stuck in the middle ground, unsure whether to move forward or retreat. That uncertainty is what she feels most. The hesitation in his eyes, the nervous laugh, the way his body tightens instead of relaxes. All of it whispers insecurity. And insecurity is the one thing that shuts her desire down instantly. There's another angle that adds even more weight to this conflict. Many men think words will save them. They practice clever lines, long texts, endless reassurances, hoping that logic will open the door to intimacy. But the reality is her body doesn't respond to logic, it responds to presence. She might nod politely, she might even smile, but deep inside she feels nothing. And when she feels nothing, she quietly slips away, leaving the man wondering what went wrong. The suspense grows because the truth is clear yet uncomfortable. Intimacy is never spoken into existence. It's provoked through energy. And until a man learns to master that, he remains trapped in the cycle of being overlooked. Picture the moment again. The room is quiet, her attention locked on you, the air thick with unspoken tension. This is the crossroads where most men falter. The polite man overthinks, searching for the perfect words, and the second he asks, the energy collapses. The overly aggressive man rushes forward, blind to her signals, and the spark dies in a different way. What remains is the narrow path few men ever walk, the path of presence, of calm masculine confidence, of stoicism that holds steady under pressure. And it is on this path where desire is truly born. The conflict now reaches its sharpest edge. You can almost feel her anticipation, but it's fragile, like a flame that can be smothered by the wrong move. One glance of hesitation, one nervous question, and she withdraws. Yet one moment of unshaken certainty, one step forward without doubt, and her body responds before her mind even catches up. This is the razor's edge between rejection and intimacy, between being forgotten and being desired. Every second grows heavier. The silence stretches, daring you to either hold your ground or collapse under its weight. And this is where the truth becomes almost unbearable. You cannot fake it. Your posture, your breathing, your eyes, every subtle signal betrays whether you are grounded or unsure. She doesn't just listen to your words. She feels your energy. And here lies the suspense. Will you default to the habits drilled into you, asking for permission and proving once again why she feels nothing? Or will you finally step into the energy that makes her lean in, curious, unsettled, and drawn toward you without knowing why? The next move is everything, and it decides whether you vanish from her memory or become the man she cannot forget. Just when it seems the tension has reached its peak, the real twist appears. The moment you think she's waiting for you, she flips the script. Instead of leaning closer, she pulls back ever so slightly, her body language suddenly unreadable. Her eyes still linger, but her silence deepens, and that silence begins to test you. Most men panic here. They assume she has lost interest, that the chance has already slipped away, and so they either withdraw completely or rush forward recklessly. But what they don't realize is that this pause isn't rejection. It's a test. She is measuring whether your confidence was real or just an act. This is the second conflict that most men never anticipate. It isn't just about creating attraction. It's about sustaining it under pressure. Any man can appear confident for a few moments, but can he remain unshaken when the energy shifts? Can he still radiate presence when uncertainty clouds the air? This is where Stoicism separates the weak from the strong. Because the Stoic man doesn't react to every movement or every silence. He stays rooted, calm, and unbothered. And that unshakable steadiness is exactly what compels her desire to grow stronger. The stakes now climb higher. If you falter, the spark vanishes. If you push, she resists. But if you stand centered, refusing to let her silence control you, you create a mystery she can't ignore. She begins to wonder why you aren't scrambling for her approval, why you aren't chasing her every signal like most men do. That curiosity turns into tension, and that tension keeps pulling her deeper into your presence. Here's the surprise. She doesn't want a perfect man. She doesn't want endless reassurance. What excites her is unpredictability, the feeling of not being able to fully figure you out. The moment she senses that she cannot control you, her mind begins racing with questions she can't answer, and those unanswered questions fuel her attraction. Now the conflict is no longer about asking or waiting. It's about power, control, and the silent game of who holds their ground longer. And in this battle of energy, the outcome isn't spoken. It's felt. She leans back, you hold steady, and the suspense only grows. Because what happens next will determine whether you remain ordinary in her eyes or become unforgettable. And then, in that stillness, something shifts. She leans forward, not because you asked, not because you pushed, but because your calm presence created the space for her desire to surface on its own. That's the moment most men never reach, the moment when she chooses, not out of pressure, but out of curiosity and attraction. It's the difference between chasing intimacy and provoking it, between being forgotten and being remembered. The silence that once felt heavy now feels alive, charged with energy. Your steadiness has turned the test into connection, and she begins to feel that you are not like the others. The man who rushes, who asks, who doubts, he fades from her memory. The man who holds his ground, who radiates masculine confidence and stoic calm, he becomes the one she can't stop thinking about. And that is the real psychological trick. It was never about lines, rehearsed moves, or games. It was about learning how to master yourself, because when you master yourself, you naturally lead her into a space where intimacy feels inevitable. Looking back at the conflict, it becomes clear why so many men fail. They spend energy trying to earn permission instead of building presence. They chase words instead of provoking feelings. They focus on avoiding mistakes instead of embodying confidence. But the resolution is simple. Attraction isn't something you talk into existence. It's something you live into existence. A woman doesn't crave a man who asks for intimacy. She craves the one whose energy makes her want to offer it without hesitation. The takeaway is powerful yet straightforward. Stop trying to control her response. Control yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Create it with your presence. Stop begging for connection. Awaken it with calm, steady confidence. This is the path of Stoicism in intimacy, the way to step out of invisibility and into undeniable desire. And now, as the story closes, you know the truth. Intimacy is never granted through permission. It's provoked through energy. When you stop chasing approval and start embodying strength, you no longer ask if she wants to be close to you. She shows you because she can't resist the man who doesn't just speak confidence, but becomes it. And that is the man she never forgets.